story I got to tell about three bad brothers you know so well.
If you ain't first, you're last. And a name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back. And Donovan has scored! Oh, can you believe this? Go, USA!
Welcome to the second episode of the Greenberg Hat Trick. You're with me, Michael, and my brothers Josh and Seth. And joining us for today and from the future from now on will be Jake Salzer, who's the producer and tech guy.
Hey guys, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Josh, Seth, how you guys doing?
Good.
There goes Seth. All right, so basically this past week was pretty crazy with EPL. It started off just how everyone wanted it to be. Lots of goals, lots of excitement, and the first game was Arsenal, so I'll be happy to start with this and say we won. First time in about 7 years that we won the opening game.
You say lots of goals, but there were 8 teams with clean sheets.
Really?
8
8 teams with clean sheets? Well, it started off really crazy because you had the Arsenal game, which was 4-3, and then you had Watford-Liverpool, which was 3-3, which was insane. But what was your top performances from this past week, you think?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's Man U.
The team? Okay, players
What do you
and
mean?
team.
What do you mean? Oh, I thought you meant team.
Both, both players and team. Who was like the standout performers, you think?
I think player, for the games I saw, Vardy. Being against Arsenal, he definitely stood out. His goals were classic striker goals.
He definitely had a good game.
They lost in the end, but he did what he needed to do as a striker.
Yeah. Josh?
Lukaku. Manchester United.
Is everything Man U right now? Yeah.
That's going to be the standard answer.
That was a huge, not a surprise, but given how Mourinho runs team, Mourinho's known as to being a defensive team, but for them to score 4 goals and they
ran them down.
And West Ham shouldn't be a bad team this year. We'll see how they do. They obviously losing 4-0 in their first game isn't a good start.
West Ham's not going to be a bad team this year.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Because they're going to get Carvalho soon, and
hopefully, maybe
Chicharito will be more involved in the play.
Which Carvalho?
William Carvalho from Sporting Lisbon.
I didn't know. Wow. Okay, that's pretty good.
That's happening this week, I believe.
That's a good buy.
But Chelsea losing 3-2 at home in their first game is not a good start. Obviously, Hazard's injured.
You move on.
You just move on?
Not a big deal.
But you got Cahill's out 3 games now, and Fabregas misses the next game, and their next game is Tottenham.
Not a big deal.
They play in Wembley now, or is it
Wembley?
They
Wembley?
play at Wembley. It'll be 70,000 people.
It'll be interesting. I personally, obviously, given my bias with Arsenal, I hope Chelsea doesn't do well, but actually, I think
So you hope Tottenham does well?
Obviously, I hope both teams do poorly, but
Michael's brain, it works slow sometimes.
I don't know. But
honestly, I think the thing about Chelsea is with all this loss and the red card and not doing well, they're really under the gun. And I mean, I have no dog in this fight. I don't have a favorite football club of any of them, but I mean, they're definitely the underdog. I mean, they've been through a lot.
100% Tottenham's the favorite. I mean,
in that game.
Yeah. I think it's just the beginning of the season. Even if Chelsea loses this game, obviously it puts you in a really bad position, but it's not a big deal whatsoever. It's 2 games. Hazard's injured. They got 2 red cards. They came back from 3-0, 3-2 with a red card and 2 red cards. They scored another goal.
So I also want to go back to this past week. I saw all the goals, but what do you think was your favorite goal from this past week? Because I think there's 3 pretty good ones I think you could choose from. For instance, obviously you can go to Lukaku's first goal assisted by Rashford.
I love Vardy's celebrations.
Vardy's
There's
first
a
goal.
difference between goal and celebration.
But that makes the goal better.
What, the first one when he ran across the sideline to get the face? That was a great ball by Albrighton. But
it was fantastic.
I'm trying to look over the games right now.
No, but his header as well. Both his goals.
For me, my favorite goal this past weekend was Wayne Rooney's. It's something that you kind of didn't expect given his performance from last year and people thinking maybe he's done. But he started the play. He passed the ball out wide to, I forget the guy's name. I think it was Calvert-Lewis, their younger player.
Yeah.
And he runs into the box, sprints from 30 yards away and headers it home, which was a very classic Wayne Rooney header. But just to see him score again after I think it was 2,000 days, something like that, after his last time playing with Everton, to score is pretty...
it was that big of a drought, 2,000 days?
Because he started his career in Everton and then went to Man U for how many years, Josh?
Wow.
15 years?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I lost you at what? How many days? What?
It's his first goal for Everton since 2004.
And
okay, that's a bullshit.
I know, but
that's such a stupid bullshit
it's
stat.
a stupid bullshit
Why
stat.
is that
But
a bullshit stat?
It's because he didn't play for the club for those years.
I know
Obviously,
that.
but it's just to say, so it's 13 years ago. That's the point.
It's a stat.
So then you say he hasn't scored for Everton in 13 years.
No, because Michael just
Why do you
said
have to make
15.
the
Michael
days?
just said 15 years. So I'm saying it's 13.
It was the stat that was rolling around, like Opta Joe said or
Of
something like
course,
that.
there'll be
where it was
stats about it, but it's not
It was
that big of a deal
interesting.
because he hasn't played for Everton in over that many
But
years.
he scored. The emotion was on his face when he was celebrating. You can know how much it
You're
meant to him.
speaking about emotion and not goal.
It was a good goal.
I'm sorry, but the best goal of the weekend was Lukaku. End of story.
The first one?
End of story.
Oh, God.
I mean,
It's a build-up. Matic wins the ball, gives it to Rashford. Rashford takes it up
Matic
the
was
field.
man of the match.
And then the double runs by Matic to go to the left, and then Lukaku coming from the middle. Perfect pass to him, off the post and in, at the Stretford end, 1-0.
All right.
It's
All right.
Lukaku. So
I'm actually going to agree with Seth and say that Vardy's, because I'm a sucker for not only a good goal but a great celebration. Both of those two together, great performance.
go.
Okay, if we combine
There
the
we
two,
go.
sure, but we're talking about the goal. And for Vardy, the ball was placed to him on the first one, so all he had to do was tap it in, which is all well done by both players. And the second one, Xhaka led him through, and he just headed it in.
I agree with you.
It was a tough goal, but it's not goal of the week.
All right,
Oh,
so
I agree with you. No, of like in terms of like actual like talent required to make those goals, yes, it was less, but like the actual performance / like how it looked
No, it was a good run, good finish. The header after that.
And I'll go with Lukaku's celebration as well, where he's pushing the
Yeah, that was
badge
good.
to the stands.
All right.
He brings in Rashford. He's not selfish in the play.
he also came out this week and said like his partnership with Rashford is going to be
yeah.
fire. Like they're going to.
Of course, it's going to be fire. Rashford is a speedster, and Lukaku's a finisher. It's
so-
going to be beautiful. But let's go back to Chelsea-Tottenham because we got off of that for a quick second.
Yeah.
Tottenham's the favorite because they're home, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0-0.
Really?
I wouldn't be
0-0
surprised if it's
no
0-0
way. What do you mean,
because
no way. They're both defensive teams.
Because Tottenham
No.
was struggling against Newcastle for 50 minutes until Shelby got the stupid red card.
That
And
was
once he
that
got the
was
red card, they got
retarded.
the 2 goals. Eriksson had the space to find the balls for Ali and Davies, and that's how they scored.
Eriksson is class.
Chelsea's playing to stop the bleeding, get a point
All
on
I
the
know is-
road, and then they move on from there.
Did you see Eriksson's like chip over the guy
Yeah.
move?
There is
But we've sort of covered most of it, but Lukaku scored, Morata scored, Lacazette scored, Giroud scored.
That didn't take long.
All the main Firmino scored. It's not, like all
said
the
Rooney,
big players
Vardy.
scored. Rooney, the only player that hasn't scored so far, Harry Kane. I don't see them going 0-0. He's gonna score.
So just because he didn't score means he's going to score this week.
I think so.
That's
Like,
gambler's fallacy
You
if
said
I've ever heard
Aguero?
it.
It's very much.
when you
Kane's
average a
fallacy.
goal every other game and you didn't score in the first one, like
It's a new season. It's a new year, and Chelsea's a very defensive team.
Harry Kane is not
We'll
going to
see.
be in the
How many
top
goals did
5
Harry
goal
Kane score at
scorers.
Wembley last year?
I don't know.
Probably nothing.
I don't know. Let's move on to next week's games. We starting off with Swansea home to Man U. Because that's the thing.
Are we going game by game?
Not gonna go game by game, but like we'll just do the big games and stuff. Because like last week we were off last week because the studios were down. So now we're because the studios were down, we kind of posted on Facebook what our predictions would be and our thoughts and stuff like that. So
Which
now
we'll do.
were off.
We'll do again. Yeah, we were off and on. I mean,
we'll make our predictions again. Well, yeah, the
We'll,
first two.
we'll
games are
just
crazy.
highlight the 3 games our teams. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess we
exactly.
highlighted Chelsea, Tottenham. Me and Seth say 0-0. What do you guys say? Your prediction,
2-1 Spurs.
Jake?
I'm actually going to go 0-0. I agree with you.
So we got 3 0-0s.
Munchkin.
Seth said 0-0.
No, I said 0-0 is a good call. It's definitely going to be. I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game rather than a high scoring game.
So
I do
make
think
that
there'll be
prediction.
goals. 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0
So
Chelsea.
he goes that way.
All right.
Yeah, that I don't see.
So
If
we'll-
Chelsea scores 1, it'll be 1-1. Like Tottenham will answer Chelsea back.
All right. Well, the 3 of us are playing hockey on Saturday at the gym in AIS, and we're gonna come back home really quickly to catch the Man U game at 2:30. Man U versus Swansea. Obviously, Man U is the favorite, and Josh
Michael,
is gonna
the
pick
king
them.
of transitions.
Yeah, why not? Swansea versus Man U. Josh,
It'll be 3-0 Man U.
3-0. Another shutout. Clean sheet.
4-0.
Swansea.
4-0.
4-0.
Swansea.
Swansea just officially lost.
Lost Sigurdsson.
Sigurdsson, 100%.
Llorente is not
Nothing.
playing. They got nothing.
4-0.
4-0.
Lukaku gets another double. Rashford will get his first.
Mkhitaryan first
And
goal. He'll get 3
Mkhitaryan as
points.
well.
Doing a hockey
I don't even
analogy,
know.
he's your captain on fantasy.
I don't want to copy you all.
No,
I'll say
captain on fantasy is Saudi Mane at home to Crystal Palace. Goal assist guaranteed.
Palace wins 3-1.
Honestly, I'll be a little bit more generous. I think it's going to be 4-1 Man
You're
U.
gonna say Swansea scores.
1 goal. I'll give him 1 goal.
I'll say
They're not scoring. It might be less than 4-0, but they're not scoring.
I'm gonna say 2-0. I don't know. I'll say a little
don't
bit
see
less
them
low
scoring.
scoring, but they'll keep the clean sheet. 2-0. Stoke home to Arsenal.
2-1 Stoke.
Stoke actually just signed Jesse Rodriguez. That's his last name, right? Jesse Rodriguez.
Who's going to have no impact in this game?
not only play this game, but it's just interesting to say that Stoke is signing like these big names.
It's
like,
interesting to say that even though we're talking about this week's game.
I know that, but just like we bring up Stoke, and they're not like a team that you ever really mentioned in the thing, but they signed Bojan, they signed Shaqiri, like big names that like you wouldn't expect these like a team like Stoke.
They're definitely a sleeper team
who've been at the club for a while now.
I know, but
what's your point with this week's game? I'm confused.
Okay, for this week's game though, Stoke home to Arsenal. There's always history with that game with the whole Ramsey injury.
What's the main rivalry of this game?
The main rivalry?
Yeah.
Do you have actually something like you're not telling me or something?
No, I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Besides the Ramsey injury, I don't know what else.
Chaka versus Shaqiri.
Chaka versus Shaqiri? It's not that big of a rivalry.
It's interesting. Who's the king? Who's the best Switzerland player?
Chaka is really more Albanian, but okay.
Whatever.
What team does he play for?
He wanted to switch to Albania at the
I
Euros,
don't care.
and they wouldn't allow him.
What team does he play for, man?
He plays for the 4th-ranked Swiss team. The 4th-ranked Swiss team in the world. Think about that for a second.
Okay, let's just wrap it up with a
Yeah,
score.
scores. I'm going to predict another victory for Arsenal. 2-1 is my favorite go-to scoreline, and I'm sticking with that.
2-1 Stoke.
2-0 Arsenal.
I was actually just about to say that. 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. All right, so we all agree on that.
No.
He just said
Except for
so.
Seth.
Yeah.
Michael thinks he
except for
hears
Seth.
everyone agreeing with Arsenal. and
So,
goes on.
Seth, you said your prediction for this week is Mane as the best go-to player?
I say yes, just because he's midfielder. I'm putting him over, but you also have Vardy or
Home to Crystal
Mahrez.
Palace. Yeah, home to Crystal-
Vardy and Mahrez at home to
Yeah,
Brighton.
if you have them on your team.
I played my wild card
Vardy
this
and
week. I have
Mahrez, yeah.
Vardy, Mahrez,
I think
Mane.
I think Mahrez would be my. If I had Mahrez would be my player.
chose Mane
for
over
penalties and just set pieces. For now, I'm still keeping Lukaku.
Leicester Brighton could be 0-0, by the way.
Nah,
Not a chance.
Could be 0-0.
it could
Not
be
a chance.
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, obviously, Tomer Hemed's on Brighton and Kial, so hopefully they
Kial's
can do
injured.
something.
JL's out for a few.
Those are two teams I know nothing about.
Yeah. So
So I'll take your word
as
for
of
it.
right now, as I said, like Lukaku's still there. I might switch it to Firmino just because Crystal Palace looked terrible last week.
Roberto.
And Firmino took the penalty, which was a surprise because
It's not a surprise because Milner's not
Seth's
playing.
go-to 100% pick, James Milner, isn't fucking playing because Alexander-Arnold apparently is starting right back
that's
right
the
now.
wrong position. He
was
was
left
starting
back?
over Klein. Last year, he did not like Mourinho.
Milner was left back last week?
Milner
Last
was
year?
left back last
Oh,
year.
wow,
Now
okay.
he's starting Mourinho again, which he hated last year, which
Get your
makes
facts
absolutely no
straight,
sense.
Michael.
Josh, get your
Alexander
facts
Arnold
straight.
is only starting because Klein is out.
All right, but Arnold did score a good free kick, but whatever.
My captain will be decided before kickoff of the Man U game.
Someone on Man U?
It'll be one of the 3 Man U guys.
All right,
If it's one of the 3, you are stupid.
so we're gonna.
That's just your opinion, man.
No,
We're gonna
If you're doing
switch-
Man U, you do Lukaku.
All right, so we're gonna switch from the English Premier League to La Liga and go about the Clásico, which just happened this past week. It's there's 2 Super Cup games that happened.
Real Madrid, and we move on.
We can just move on. Nothing to say.
Well, I mean, Barcelona is a club that's defeated right now. It's an unfair matchup
they look
with
terrible
all,
right
it's Suarez got injured at the end of the game this past
Suarez.
Wednesday, and so now they've lost Neymar and Suarez.
They lost Neymar. They replaced him with an Everton reject,
They
basically.
deserve it. They deserve it.
Honestly, it really doesn't matter about La Liga because it's just Madrid and Barcelona. Sorry, Atletico Madrid.
I almost even think that it might be just Madrid this year. I think Barca's going to lose a lot more games this year that you wouldn't expect them to lose. I'm sure Messi will put on
their
amazing
defense
performances.
is shite.
Exactly. PK looked terrible in the first leg. Absolutely terrible. He let up an own goal in the first leg.
you can't
Ronaldo
base how they're
destroyed
gonna be.
him. But yeah, the other thing with Ronaldo getting the red card and pushing the ref.
When
which-
did Suarez get injured?
I don't know. We left the bar at the time before, and
It
we
says
didn't
he
see
got a
it.
yellow card in the 89th minute.
So maybe he was just playing with the injury.
Honestly, like the thing about them and what I think is going to happen is not obviously they have great players, but it's the problem of their morale. Like if they only keep it up for so long, and with these injuries and losing these players, like morale is going to decline. And when morale declines, then they start to play bad, and then fans abandon them.
Well, to pick up on that, the morale has already declined after
Real
losing Real
Madrid-
Madrid.
I agree
two
with
times.
you.
In two
I know.
legs,
I'm saying great point.
in 2 legs, Real Madrid won 5-1, and Barca's only goal was a penalty, not penalty.
I don't know when the last time this happened, but it
That was
won't surprise
terrible.
me if Barcelona fire their coach mid-year. Like I don't think this guy.
They're
has-
not going to fire him if it's his first year.
if they're not in second
They have a new
place,
coach?
like I don't. The Valverde,
Yeah.
some guy who came from Atletico Bilbao. If they're not like even in second place by like November, like I don't think their good times are not coming right now for Barca.
I mean, bottom line is I think we'll have Real Madrid 1, Barcelona 2.
Probably, but I think the gap's
Clearly.
going to be huge. I think.
So, I mean, just to finish up with La Liga before we go to the other...
Because Real Madrid's bench now is insane.
And Zidane is just I don't know how he's done what he's done, but to be the winner of Champions League back-to-back years for the first time ever.
Because he has a good team.
He's a good team, but obviously, like, it's the first time ever someone's won Champions League back-to-back years.
Yeah, let's all credit Zidane for what he having.
You got to give him some credit.
Yes, you give him some credit, but you don't make him like the best manager in the world.
Okay, but you look to Man City, for instance, and have Pep Guardiola and have an amazing team, and they
bet
did
you
shit.
I can coach Real Madrid and be still the same coach.
All right.
Ronaldo would spit on you.
Honestly,
Ronaldo would
he
not
probably
spit on me. Ronaldo would love me because I would just let Ronaldo do whatever he wants. Because Ronaldo, I've been following since his days in Sporting Lisbon.
Zidane does that too.
Honestly, like,
well, the difference with Zidane is if you spit at Zidane, he's going to headbutt you.
I thought you wanted to keep going.
Well, you guys cut me off and went back on to this and talked about Ronaldo.
Okay.
You're turning red.
if you don't mind, I'm going to say something.
Fuck you with me turning red. Are you kidding me?
There it is.
Honestly,
Don't make up bullshit.
You should look at yourself. You look at a tomato.
Don't make up bullshit.
Really quick, sorry to cut you off. Summarize up La Liga. I think Real Madrid, obviously,
Just let Jake speak.
they're obviously going to win, but it's only a matter of, I mean, all they have to do is just watch while Barcelona almost certainly implodes.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they win La Liga. That's not that hard.
That's how it seems to look. So we're going to move towards Germany now? Or?
No, because we didn't even talk about Ronaldo's red card.
We did a little bit. He got the red.
What do you mean we didn't? I don't think it should be 5 games.
You don't think it should be 5 games?
No.
How many games do you think?
It was a
3.
natural reflex.
Well, do you think
He just touched the referee.
he already gets 3 games?
I've seen play. He does not get
Oh,
already
it's just
3
because
games
double
with a
yellow. It
card.
was double
Yeah.
yellow, right,
You need
okay.
to punish him, but 5 games for that?
Well, he already missed 1 because
was
of
a
the
double
second
yellow?
leg, so it's 4 more. He got his first yellow card he got for taking his shirt off when scoring.
Okay.
And then the second yellow card was for it didn't look like a dive, but he fell in the box and it was kind
Not
of
a dive.
Well, it's also a general topic with soccer as well because he's already calling for it. So if the ref in his mind thinks he was diving and he's calling for
Yeah.
the penalty, then he's going to get the yellow card.
So he
as
got a
well.
second yellow card for diving, and then out of his frustration and just like he thought it was a joke, he basically just like shoved the ref, like not in like a aggressive way, it was just like a little
You
kind of
can't
like,
touch the ref
exactly.
ever.
You can't touch
Yeah,
the ref, but
exactly.
it was, yeah.
So I think 3 games with the inclusion of the red is fair. 5, whatever, they're over punishing him and the Liga will suffer. But
Yeah.
whatever, nothing you can do.
I would actually compromise and say get him 4, which I mean is arbitrary, is
As-
super arbitrary, but whatever.
I was watching the game for my job that I do, and as soon as it happened, I texted Josh and Seth. I'm like, all right, Ronaldo just lost 5 games. Like I knew that that's what's gonna happen.
And you
Yeah,
got it
because
right.
you have to do it. But I mean,
They're pretty punitive, those refs, honestly, but like...
Okay,
All right.
shifting gears.
Bayern Munich's been the top team for the past 3-4 years. Do they keep it? I think they've had a terrible preseason. They hosted their own tournament in.
You put way too much emphasis on the preseason.
I do, but they hosted a tournament in their own freaking stadium, and they didn't score a goal in 2 games. Bayern Munich. They hosted the Audi Cup, and they lost
that's nothing,
4-0 to
man.
Liverpool,
I mean,
2-0 to Napoli.
There's nothing to base that off of.
Okay,
I'll give you an
so-
example. During
and they almost
preseason,
lost
They played
They almost
Milan
lost
and Inter Milan. And why are you putting your hand in my face?
because I'm trying to tell you, they almost lost the Super Cup to Dortmund if they wasn't for like the weird bounce goal that just barely
Yes,
went
but
in.
let's keep in mind the Super Cup is played at Dortmund.
Oh, it was?
So
It was.
it was an away game for them
Why was it played in Dortmund?
because that's what it was decided.
Germany's stupid.
Anyway, honestly, I think...
Oh my gosh.
Okay, this might piss you both off because I think you're both kind of right. It's not... Okay, the preseason is one thing, but like... The thing that's indicative of them in this preseason is not that they're bad, it's they're getting cocky. Honestly, is what it looks like.
I don't think
No, they're not cocky. Their guys play half games.
That's true,
They
but
play
like...
second lineups half
I
the games.
saw the
This is
game
all
against Liverpool. I
stupid
watched the game against
preseason
Liverpool.
Nothing.
I watched the game against Liverpool. It was their 100% full lineup except for Neuer. It was Lewandowski, Ribéry,
Yeah, but
Müller.
losing
Everyone was there.
Neuer is a big loss.
It is.
Bayern Munich's first game of the season is when?
Tonight.
Tonight.
They're playing Leverkusen.
That's
they
it.
win
No.
3-4-0.
We'll see.
Done.
No,
Yes.
no.
We will
no,
see.
No,
Yes.
No.
I don't know what you guys are thinking.
No, I was going to say as we park this discussion for next week and review
will
them after
see
the
how they
performance
do
All right,
against
tonight.
so
Leverkusen.
remember my call 3-0 Munich.
All right.
Done.
I think
2-1 Munich.
I think they don't win this year. I really think Dortmund will do it this year.
What's the score tonight?
Okay.
I don't care about tonight. I'm talking about the
thinks,
season.
Michael thinks Dortmund's going to win when they're about to lose Dembele and they're about to lose Aubameyang.
They haven't lost
Where
them
do
yet.
you hear about to and about to?
Dembele to Barcelona is almost done.
Dembele to Barca,
That's not
I
almost
understand that.
done.
I haven't heard one thing about Aubameyang. all summer.
Aubameyang is trying to get to Milan.
Is he?
Really?
Yeah.
If that stuff
A
happens,
Milan fan commented, "We want to see you back at Milan." Aubameyang says it's out of my control, but would love to be
back
back
at Milan. He was at Milan before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know that. All right.
Why would they go get Aubameyang for who knows how much money they have to spend after this? Got Andre Silva,
Because Milan is
who
overspending.
Ronaldo tips to be one of the top world strikers in the future.
Maybe they don't, but
And
the
he just
rumor
scored
is
2
he's
goals last
going
night in
to
Europa League.
The rumor is he's going to Milan. We'll see.
I
But
do
they're
not
going to
see
lose
that happening.
Dembele.
All right.
Dembele's most likely, but it also depends on other stuff.
Losing
They're
Dembele
going for
hurts.
Draxler now, maybe. They're going for Coutinho still.
Losing
They're not getting all of
Dembele
them.
hurts, but as long as they keep Aubameyang, I think they will top Bayern
All
Munich
that
this year.
matters is Pulisic.
I think
And
your winner of the
Christian Pulisic.
Bundesliga is going to be Red Bull Leipzig, but that's a whole
Get
other
the
discussion.
fuck out of here.
Listen. They finished second last year. What's stopping them from winning it this year?
They lost, what's his name?
I don't know anyone on their team.
They
That's why.
lost what's his name?
Naby Keita left, I think? Not yet.
Not yet.
I can't
There are
name
many
one
teams going
player.
after him.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to leave.
All right, same story, different country, Italy. You have Juve as the favorite. They've been dominating the past almost decade ever since they came back into Serie A. Except Milan's been going crazy this summer, the transfer market. They made like
11?
like they think that the entire team's different except for the goalie, basically, who's still 19 years old now, which is insane. They've signed Ricardo Rodriguez. They signed I forget which other players they've got, but they have a huge stack. They
got Bonucci.
Bonucci, that was the big
They got
signing.
Ricardo Rodriguez.
But
They got
Bonucci's old, so-
Zapata. I don't know his name.
So that they
Something
look
Italian.
strong.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
They look super strong.
They got what's his name? Kessie from France team. They got Andre Silva
Juventus added Douglas Costa, and he's such an underrated player.
and Matuidi.
Is
They-
that,
they
is that
actually-
official?
It was
Is
like
Matuidi official?
It basically said it's done.
Well,
I saw that yesterday.
Let's say it is done. I think Juve wins again. I think it'll be closer.
Not closer.
Napoli, Roma, Milan are all there. Don't forget Inter. But
I'm looking at the odds. Juve's 1.66, so that's even. It's a lot.
that
Jesus Christ, I didn't even know that.
That tells
Of
you
course,
right there.
they're not. They're winning the
And
league.
Milan was third.
They
It says
kept
Napoli's
Dybala.
the
Dybala
second.
gets better every
Napoli
year.
is a strong team.
They're gonna
Napoli's
win.
amazing.
They're gonna win, but they're not gonna do it that easily.
It's gonna be
No, I
so
think
easy.
I'm well. Okay,
I think it's easy.
We got a debate going on. I think it'll be in between both of your opinions.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Fair.
I kind of want to take back what I
Wait,
said.
say
Juve's
your
gonna
top
destroy.
4. That's what's interesting. Okay, everyone's first is Juve. Say your 2, 3, 4. Michael.
I'm gonna go
Milan, Napoli, Roma.
Hi, Michael.
in that order.
Yes.
Milan, Napoli,
Well,
Roma.
he's busy thinking, and I already have it planned out.
Juve, Roma, Napoli, Milan. I have a thing for Roma. I don't know why.
Roma's dropping.
Hey Seth, he has a thing for
I have
Roma.
a thing for Roma.
Roma is dropping to 4th. Napoli in 2nd. Milan in 3rd. Roma in 4th.
Cool.
All right.
Jake, anything?
I would actually agree with. I would obviously Juve first. Probably Milan second, and then wow.
There's
who
like
did I forget?
Napoli or
And
Inter.
sorry, Napoli. I don't know why I
Inter,
forgot
we didn't even
that.
think about Inter.
Inter's
Inter,
5. They're on
whatever.
the bubble. Napoli is 3rd,
All right.
and between those 5, everyone else is trash.
It's actually a revival of Serie A this year. I think it'll be a lot of good games.
Yeah,
Should
because
be.
Milan just bought the
What's
whole.
it called?
yeah.
That's also why I think Juve might be in trouble. They lost the Super Cup to Lazio.
Again with the
So
preseason.
what?
Again with the
It's not
preseason.
preseason.
They lost the Super Cup there for the whole
Super
season's
Cup
in
is not
question.
preseason.
I'm sorry, but the fact that they came back from 2-0 to 2-2 in the last 15 minutes.
And then they lost.
They gave it up, but that's
Dude, that means nothing.
So this we're gonna move on from soccer in a second, but just this Thursday and Friday are the draws for Champions League and Europa League.
Yes.
If it all like the schedule comes around,
We didn't talk about France.
France isn't a real league.
okay.
I'm
Michael,
sorry. I mean,
it's real that it
Michael with the
exists.
idiotic
It's
comment
just
of the
PSG.
day. Idiotic
How is
comment.
it just PSG?
Monaco's
Monaco
averaging
won the
4
league
goals
last
a
year.
game.
It's just
3.5.
Oh,
Monaco is
3.5.
its own separate country, first of all, which
First
always
of
weirds
all,
me out.
Monaco is
Falcao-
awesome. Monaco is
Falcao
awesome.
has 4 goals in 2 games.
They're saying Mbappe's going to PSG.
Falcao!
What?
They're saying Mbappe's going to PSG. If that happens,
Who said that?
that's the newest thing.
Whatever. Since you brought up Ligue 1, PSG is going to win the league. Anyone else disagree?
Out of all the
duh.
leagues, PSG's the favorite of them all.
Obviously.
Of course, now they got Neymar, but still, Monaco's still scoring goals.
Great.
They got 7
They'll
goals in
be
2
a
games.
second
Great.
place.
We'll
by,
follow
like,
the
20
league on as
points.
the season goes on, but we could. What were you saying before?
I was saying maybe depending on our schedule, if it all works out, I'm not sure if it's in the afternoon or night or stuff, but we'll do a live draft, live Facebook live.
We'll be
viewing.
live, guys.
We'll be live on Facebook, recapping and going over the draw as it goes down. Okay, let's move on. Are we done with soccer?
I think we're just about done with soccer.
Anything
Just
else to say?
Two last points.
Yeah.
I take back what I said.
Beersheba!
Well, yes. Thank you for interrupting. Fine, I'll go to.
Marwan.
I'll go to point 2 now. Beersheva is not a lock in Champions League
Not
as
a lock,
we think.
but 2-1 victory at home was good.
No,
Good enough. They won.
no. They needed that third goal
Or not.
because now there's doubt, and Slovenia can do well. I mean, Maribor can do well.
Was there
in
ever
Slovenia.
not going to be any doubt?
Well,
They were losing.
They were losing 1-0.
That's true. That's true.
But we hope Beersheva will be in the draw on next Thursday. But I think they need to score first, obviously, next week. Because if Slovenia does get that if Maribor gets that goal first, could be problems.
Could be, but we.
You just have to score one goal. Even if they score the second, it doesn't matter. They have to score the goal.
Either way, they're in pot 4, so we're hoping that they get a good team to Israel. But most likely
yeah.
they'll get CSKA Moscow and then Sevilla and then like Napoli.
If they lose though, they go to Europa League draw, right?
If they lose, they go to the Europa League draw, but they'll be in pot 4, so it'll be much more difficult unless they get a dream draw.
And
And Maccabi Tel Aviv is in good shape. Money.
Salt
Money.
Bay.
Money.
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay guy. Yeah.
And the last point was talking little U.S. national team. John Brooks is out 3 months.
Oh shit.
DeAndre Yedlin might not be back in time for the Costa Rica game. So that 4-0 prediction I had way back when, I'm taking that back because it's not going to happen.
To what? 4-2?
I think
That's defense.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 U.S. win over Costa Rica, but we can preview that in 2 weeks. But
Yeah, we'll get there.
Brooks is a big loss. Yedlin's a big loss.
Brooks is not a big loss.
And we'll see. Brooks is a huge loss. He's like an 84 on FIFA. He's a huge loss.
All right, so let's just simulate the game on FIFA. Whatever happens, you know?
You just have to bring that set up.
That's how I know everyone. I'm like,
FIFA,
oh yeah, I know this guy's an 84 on FIFA. This guy's a 90 whatever. Yeah, FIFA.
Nah, but they can put Cameron in center back. They can put
Cameron and Gonzalez. Is
I
probably-
remember.
There you go,
I
that's
remember
fine.
learning about the Roma defender. I forget what his name is even now, and he was like an 80. The one that Bayern Munich signed from Roma, who's like an 84 defender on FIFA. I forget his name. He was from Greek or
Manolas.
That guy,
No,
yeah.
he's on Roma now.
He's on Roma from Bayern Munich. Whatever.
Not from Bayern Munich. From
Whatever. Basically,
remember where.
FIFA knows all, even though there's sometimes.
FIFA knows I'll get ready for FIFA 18.
Except when when it comes to MLS players and they give their awareness like 40.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Is that a ball? What is happening?
That is the worst.
That's pretty much what it's
And
like.
their stamina goes down like for every stride, it goes down 3 for every 1 for a Premier League player. It's just
All
like maybe they're not that good technically soccer players, but they pretty much have the same fitness. They're not going to be
Yeah.
like tired by the 30th minute. I'm sorry.
All right.
Let's talk baseball
We're
for a little
from
bit.
LA.
For a little bit.
3 of us from LA, so
Seth is super excited.
Seth's excited about
and
some
that's
baseball.
because he's a Giants fan.
Hey, I'm just gonna put this out there. I've hit an inside the park home run on a Major League Baseball pitcher.
How old were you at the time?
That is true.
I want to say 9.
That's when all
Max Fried, who's on the Atlanta Braves right now, I hit a home run off him
I mean, that's still
that
something.
was very generous of him.
That's still
in the playoffs. In the playoffs.
Wow, that was super generous of him.
9-year-old playoffs.
But as Michael was hinting at, since the Greenberg brothers are from LA, the Dodgers are the story of this baseball season. They are 51 games above 500.
They're killing it. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm going to be the pessimist right now. And like, to me, it doesn't matter till the playoffs. Like, they can have a great
Does not
record.
matter.
That's not that pessimistic.
No, but
Look,
everyone's like rooting them on and saying it's amazing. But like, they can have this most amazing regular season. And if they don't win the World Series now, it's a failure. And
It would be a failure.
I'm going to stick to that opinion because they've had terrible postseasons the past 3-4 years.
Agreed.
And I don't care if they break Major League Baseball records in the regular season. You play to win the World Series,
So-
and if they don't win the World Series,
So I'm gonna add. Sorry.
no, add.
To that opinion, like I honestly, but the way they're going at now, I don't think they're going to keep that percentage. They're going to lose a few games.
Sure.
Obviously.
right now they're at 714,
They're
which
at
is like
714.
even like anything
Wow.
over 700 is like unheard
Amazing,
of. So
yeah.
like the last time a team went over 700 and finished the season was in 2001, which was the Seattle Mariners. So it's been 16 years since a team's had this much production in a season, and
This much winning.
yeah, it's insane. Like
Can they play like Clayton Kershaw every other game in the playoffs?
they've done that in the past.
in the playoffs.
That's what they've done in the past.
I didn't
It's
see where you're
screwed
going. In the playoffs, that's what they did, like Michael was saying, and then
Really?
he would get burned out, and they would crush him in the deciding game.
He would pitch game 1 and game 3.
What's also
So
amazing
game
is
1 and game 4.
What's also amazing is Kershaw's been on the DL for like a good 3-4 weeks now, and they're still
And they're
winning games.
still lighting it up.
Because it's their offense as well.
It's every
What's his
still-
name's having one of his best seasons?
They are a
the
super
red-haired
stacked
beast.
team.
Yeah, what's his
Justin
name?
Turner.
Justin Turner.
Yeah.
He's leading right now and batting average
How
at
is
345.
Yasiel Puig still on the
345?
team?
Yasiel Puig
Whoa.
just
Yasiel
had a walk off
Puig.
on Wednesday.
Yep.
He's still on the Dodgers?
Yeah.
And what
I
about
mean-
what about the Jew, Jock Peterson?
I don't know.
That's a weird way of saying that.
No, because
I mean, we're only letting that slide because we're Jewish.
No, because
but like some people might like.
That was definitely in a good
We don't
way.
want any like white nationalists listening to this.
Wait,
podcast.
no. What's with Jock Peterson?
He's having a good season. What do you want?
Everyone
You're stretching my mind with my baseball knowledge
Yeah.
for this season. Like,
The last
if
time
you're gonna
I
want
talked
it-
baseball was when I was in LA a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, but if you're gonna ask me individual performers, I'm not gonna have that on the
the
go.
players that stand out, you got Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, and Puig's the other big name. But like Clayton Kershaw,
Puig.
and they got Yu Darvish, who just pitched his first game in Dodger Stadium. They won. They're definitely the favorites.
I think two other.
They're so stacked.
I mean, they're
So
the
stacked.
favorites, but again, like I said, they need to win the World Series, otherwise it's a failure.
Well, that's not true. Well, okay.
You just said it was true before, and then now
hold
now it's not true.
hold on. I'm going to. You're right, and I'm going to explain myself. So it would not be a failure if they didn't make the playoffs. It would be.
they
an
need to
absolute
make the World
failure.
Series.
The Dodgers are like two games away from like clinching. The playoff
Exactly,
berth.
and they're gonna make the
freaking
playoffs.
crazy.
They're like
Yeah.
in. I'm exaggerating, but like they're in.
It's August.
It's like 5 or 6 games. Or
I
something.
remember-
I don't
Well, no,
remember.
they have a 19-game lead.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
West.
I remember being like at Camp Ramah in summer camp and like seeing like scores come in the paper the next day and stuff like that, and just like teams are not even close to clinching the playoffs, and still like it's in the middle of August, so like it's
Yeah.
crazy for this to happen.
But
right
what
now.
I'm saying is, if they made it to the World Series and didn't win, that would be disappointing. But it wouldn't be a failure.
Failure.
What if
You play to win the championships. You don't play to get to second place.
Obviously.
Especially if you're the first place team.
All right, but then you're saying 2019. How many teams are there in baseball? 30 or 32?
30.
30.
So you're saying
30.
29 teams have a failure season.
Yes and no. Some
Different-
teams have certain
different
expectations.
expectations.
The difference
Yeah.
with baseball is less playoff spots.
Yeah, less
so
teams in
it's
the
much
playoffs.
more difficult to get to the playoffs. So like some teams,
All
like
right.
I don't know, the White Sox, were a 381 percentage. Like their season's
That's
done.
not good.
I mean, it's a failure of a season. It's a failure of a season, but they didn't have World Series.
There's
hopes.
actually worse than them though.
Yeah, of course.
The Phillies.
The Phillies are
361.
yeah, they're horrible.
The
this
Giants
year.
are terrible this year, Seth.
Two more baseball points. Thoughts and prayers to Bryce Harper because that knee injury looked
That looked bad.
freaky.
Yeah.
Someone who's had a knee injury
Ugh.
before, it's not a pleasant thing. But they're saying it's not as bad as it looks, so he'll be back.
Thank God.
He'll be
Doesn't
back
look
for the
that bad.
postseason run.
Does not look
It's
that
bad.
bad.
It looks
he
bad,
slips
but
on the
it's-
base and then he like.
Yeah,
The leg
You want
goes-
to duplicate that once?
The
Let's
leg
go.
moves
Let's go to the
away.
part.
I
It's
had
not
something
supposed
worse
to go.
than that 3 months ago.
Final baseball
What's the other
point.
thing? Because I have something else I want to say.
I actually have a final baseball
Okay,
point,
so let's
but-
go. Let's go to Jake, then Michael.
I
then
do
my
not
final
have a
point.
final baseball point.
Seth,
guys.
Seth is like, I'm done talking about baseball.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, okay, yes.
What are you doing? You're under 500. Stop it. That's not where you should be right now.
They're only three. They're 3 games back in the wild card
Okay,
position.
even
so
still,
it's
they
not
should
that
be.
bad.
They shouldn't be anywhere close to that. Don't get me wrong. They're like 488, I believe,
Bad
Yeah, 488.
ratings, bad.
which is bad for them.
But it's tough when you're in a division with the Yankees and the Red Sox. So
Obviously,
That's
but
never going to change every year, so
I
that's
know.
just an excuse. Michael, what's your
my point is theoretical situation.
theoretical?
NL Dodgers, AL Angels World Series.
Well, that's
What
what
if that happened?
That's what I was.
California will burn.
That's what I was getting at.
I feel like
I was
you're
getting
getting
at your National League representative, unless it's a colossal failure, is the Dodgers. Who is coming out of the AL?
The Angels aren't in the playoffs right now.
They're
Yes,
in the
they are.
playoffs.
They're
in the second wild card
They're the
spot.
wild
and it
card
better
spot.
not be the
To
better not
help
be the Yankees.
educate
So help
Seth
me.
now, they've added an extra wild card spot, so the 2 wild card teams play right before the playoffs start.
Oh, stupid.
Well, good for you. Stupid.
As long as it's not the Yankees, I'll be fine.
Who
with
So
the
this is the
World Series.
first. Oh, the wild
The
card-
favorite right now is the Astros out of the AL.
Well, the Astros have a 6-12 winning percentage, so that's not bad.
So you got the
we're going
Ast-
with the Astros.
You have the Astros, Indians, Red Sox, Yankees, Angels. Those are the teams going for the playoffs right now.
I would love to see the Astros.
Well, the Mariners and Rangers are still alive. Twins are still alive. So
I think I don't want to see the Red Sox just because
I don't either.
Fuck them.
yeah, screw dynasties, right?
Indians, I think, would be interesting. They made the World Series last year, right?
hold
They
on,
did.
hold on. The Red Sox are a dynasty.
They've been a dynasty.
Dynasty.
Okay, in quotes.
Like
I'm just checking.
A
But,
dynasty without championship.
I think it'd be interesting
Well,
for
two,
No,
the
meaning,
Indians
like,
to make it back.
Normally, it's a
'cause,
dynasty with tons of championships.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want the Angels. Go, Mike Trout. It's a god.
Okay,
so-
moving on because it's not going to be the Angels.
It won't be. I agree.
I'm going to stick with the Astros. I'm just going to play chalk and go Astros Dodgers.
It's either the Astros or the Yankees.
It better not be the Yankees. Again, screw dynasties. I want it to be the Astros as well.
I hate the Yankees, but
Okay.
I have a feeling it's going to be
Um,
New York, LA.
New York, LA. Baseball would love that considering
That'd be pretty
its
cool.
ratings are going down the toilet.
that'd be
but,
actually pretty interesting.
Of course it would.
I actually saw it with the Yankees. Aaron Judge, he broke a record for most consecutive games with a strikeout. So as good as he is with his home runs, he's gotten 33 games in a row where he's struck out.
I have never heard of this guy.
You've never heard of Aaron Judge?
Seth's not paying attention to baseball. So.
Two things. A, that shows how much you little know about baseball. And second thing, thanks for listening to my other show where we talked about Aaron Judge basically every freaking episode. So thank you for that.
You just got to
You have your show when I'm at work.
It's available on other times.
Regardless, I think that's enough baseball talk for now. We'll keep our eyes on as the postseason race is coming down. No
tennis today.
We're not talking about tennis right now. The U.S. Open. The U.S. Open's 10 days away, so maybe we'll talk about it next week.
As far as things go in the future, which is Mayweather-McGregor, which we'll get to next week also.
Yep.
I miss
Mayweather-McGregor.
Those are hard to say. That is something we will cover in depth.
I cannot pronounce the
I
Irish
have a good
names.
transition the way it's a McGuire. It's kind of like where you're going with the Tampa Bay kicker.
Oh, look at Seth there.
Yeah.
So
that was some. They did it on Hard Knocks. They did it on TV too.
Speaking
which is
of Tampa
real
Bay
hardcore.
teams,
Yeah. So I saw this article that was on the headlines of ESPN as something it's like must talk about information, even though it's freaking August. And
in their defense, football season is pretty much just around the corner. Like
it's coming, but
ESPN is like the other NFL network. So like, I mean, in my opinion, they should put more emphasis on baseball since that is the American sport in season right now. But you have to give them some credit for talking about NFL now. We're 3 weeks away from the season.
They're talking about the backup kicker of the Bucks. It's
well,
not
hold on. The reason why, again, is because they did it on TV during Hard Knocks. That's the only reason. I shouldn't say the only reason.
That came out after the fact.
Okay, that's true, but like that never happens.
Well, if you don't waive a second-round pick.
Well, that's also
the year after.
Agreed.
You don't waste a second-round pick on a kicker, and then you don't waive him the year after. But it sucks for him. It's just like there's no other way of saying it.
He found another team, though.
Yeah, he's on the Bears now. But
yeah, the Bears are almost even as dumb because they picked him up on waivers, so they have to pay a salary.
Correct.
So,
they're dumber.
The Bears, I wouldn't go as dumber because, the NFL is a cash cow, so it's not that much money they're losing from that. But still, you could have waited to purchase him. But, I'm not sure what else there is really to focus on.
There is the Ezekiel Elliott thing, but I also want to
we could speak about that for 30 minutes.
We could a little bit.
I'm so pissed off at that decision because the police did not charge him. He's not arrested. Yet the NFL thinks it's okay to suspend him for 6 games. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. When it comes to NFL suspensions, they've always been weird.
And let me say this. It is wrong for any man to hit a woman.
Ever.
Agreed.
And if he is guilty of those crimes, then yes, suspend him. But he hasn't been proven guilty. And until that happens, you don't suspend him for at least 6 games. You can suspend him maybe 1 or 2 because he's getting his bad name out there, but for 6 games... I'm sorry.
That's bigger than any other suspension that's ever happened before,
So usually suspensions
don't Tom Brady
happen.
was like...
Well, Tom Brady.
But that was for something else. But other domestic violence abuse, there's been
that's the thing. They're making up for it. But why are you trying to make Elliott the scapegoat here?
That's precisely what I was about to say. Is they're overcompensating for all the times other NFL players got away with it.
And that's why I'm saying it's a joke. And hopefully when he appeals it, you can get it down to like 2 or 3. Because, again, and also, I heard this the other day on the radio that the girl's kind of crazy. And making up stuff. That doesn't excuse you from being abused. You don't abuse any person, whether they're crazy or sane. At the same time, there's some holes in her story.
Yeah.
And I just hope this doesn't cause the Cowboy season any more drama than needed because we need to go back to the Super Bowl because it's been too long and we keep on having these postseason heartbreaks that it's just...
You're a Cowboys fan?
Yes.
Yep. We're from LA, so it's like
Cowboys fan ever since I was 2 years
First
old.
First off, I would like to. I've told him this already, but screw you guys for stealing the Rams from us. I went to school in St. Louis for 2 years.
Our mom's from St. Louis, so we've got
Go Rams!
He's a Rams fan because who knows why.
I'm still on the fence for that because
we also have the Chargers now. So like,
that's even too. Worse.
Yeah,
like
the Chargers are even worse.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, we just got Sammy Watkins.
Yay, we. And how many years have you not made the playoffs? Like 12 years? 14 years?
Is we the Rams?
Fuck yourself. You're from LA. There's an LA team. Now fuck the Cowboys.
There's like 3 LA
not
teams.
Happening.
Yeah.
Like you stick with your team.
We don't hit women.
That's a good comeback.
How do you know? All right, whatever.
It's a good comeback.
Point is,
Sammy Watkins is a baller.
The point is, the point is, we still have three.
I have no idea what that
we
is.
have still 3 more weeks to get our NFL predictions out there, and when the season comes on, I mean, we're not bettors.
I don't know, but that's a good connection for the future. Jared Goff to Sammy Watkins.
Yes, I agree. We're not bettors, but we'll definitely be making some picks against the spread.
Yeah.
So help me if the Patriots go undefeated this regular season.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So help me.
Not a chance.
It's not going to happen.
We're going to have a lot of picks and predictions and fantasy talk once football's back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's pretty much back because college is back in 2 weeks. And we'll have some college talk, and then NFL's 3 weeks away. The Thursday night kickoff is coming faster than we think. We're just about done with this version of the Greenberg hat trick. I just wanted to do a few hockey stories that has happened this week.
Yeah, let's talk about some hockey.
The big one was Draisaitl, $8.5 million, re-signing with the Oilers.
That's a good thing for the Oilers. I'm not sure if that's. I never know how much money is like when it comes to money and salaries. I never know how much is too much or little stuff like that.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: starting next season, $23 million of a $75 million cap is going to be paid to 2 players for the Oilers.
That seems
How you just said
lot.
8.5.
Yeah, McDavid's getting 12.5.
Wow.
I just
That's
assumed that
21.
you knew that's 23.
The salary cap 75
and 12.5.
It's 21, buddy.
8.5 and 12.5 is 21.
21, buddy.
It's still a lot.
is 21 million.
All right,
The salary cap
I'm
will
just sorry for everyone listening that you cannot see Josh think right now.
we get your point. I still think
No, that's not the point. The point is the Oilers need to win the Stanley Cup this year.
I think that's gonna happen.
That's not going to happen.
You
That's
think
my-
you think that's going to
That's
happen?
I saw the Oilers firsthand against the Ducks. They took them, I think, to
First
7.
hand because he was there.
Not there, but I saw every game. I saw the way McDavid plays. He is only gonna get better, and
Well, he's the second best player in the league. So, I mean, you have that on your team. You're going to have a
here
good
we
season.
go again.
because I'm
What?
cynical.
He's the best player in the league.
He's the second
He's the
best
best
player
in the league.
in
He's
the league.
definitely one of the best players, at least.
Connor McDavid.
The second best?
He is the second
Who's
best
better?
player.
Crosby.
That's not even a question.
I knew you. No, I just wanted to hear him say
Youth
it.
takes over at some point.
No. Youth takes over when he leads his team to postseason success. He can have great regular season. He can have a 100-point regular season.
All right.
But it's the stuff that Sidney Crosby does
Wait
off the
a
puck.
second.
I might be jumping the gun a little bit
Rob
with him.
Blake is the GM of the Kings.
Oh, my God, Seth.
Why did I never know this?
Seth is the king of just going off topic when we're talking about something else. Yes,
Speaking of off topic,
I have his autograph. Why would you not tell me that?
I have his autograph. Too.
Okay, I'm going to be a cynic and say the Golden Knights are going to win it because there is no God.
There's absolutely no way. I think they're predicted to finish last
we
right
need,
now.
Are they?
we need to
Good.
get you on a plane to Vegas and put some money down on that because you can get some money back if that comes true. But the likelihood of Vegas winning the Stanley Cup this year is the likelihood of the Phillies winning the World Series this year.
I agree with you. But I'm saying
No,
like,
it's not the same likelihood.
I mean,
It is
it
exactly
isn't?
the same
No,
likelihood
it's not
because
the Phillies are already done.
Exactly. That's the
There's
point.
no way.
That is the point.
There's still a chance.
The Vegas Golden Knights will not make the playoffs,
Oh,
and
of
they're
course not.
and they're the
Win
best team.
outright.
They're the best team to finish 31st.
Oh, they're not the worst team. The Avalanche is. Congratulations,
Not a
Seth.
chance.
You got the worst teams are the Avalanche, Coyotes, and Canucks.
There are
Who
three
says? Who
teams
says?
behind the Golden Knights in
Who
the
says?
odds.
Betting odds.
3 teams behind
Unless-
the Golden Knights.
That's
Wow.
not, that doesn't necessarily mean
Are
that
they
they're
the
the worst.
same odds? Are you sure they're not the
Yeah,
same odds?
it says 126. It doesn't necessarily mean they're the worst. It just might mean a lot of people are betting on the Golden Knights, so that's pushing their odds up.
Wow.
Maybe it could be that too.
That's actually a very good
That
point.
is true.
That's
That's,
a-
actually, that's actually a very good point.
Yeah, extremely
That's
good
to
point.
The
Favors.
the bookies don't want to have that much liability because they learn from Leicester.
Yeah, so
They learn from Leicester, and once the bets come in on a long shot, they start.
Golden Knights are at
lowering it.
101, but you have the Penguins' favorite. Oilers are second place right now.
I mean,
Oilers are second favorite?
Yeah, that's so overrated because I see holes in their goalie and holes on their defense.
It's very close though with all the top, even top five.
I don't understand how they have just one kind
Shout
of
out to the
successful
Lightning.
year. The Lightning will be back
That's
this year.
Yeah.
That's like the one Tampa Bay team you got that's going on right now.
I mean, yeah. For now, yeah.
Yeah, that is the best team.
That's
in
what
Tampa.
screwed them last year. Stamkos got injured and just ruined their whole year.
Screwed everything.
Yeah. That I mean, that's like the real. That's not even a monkey wrench. That's just like destroying all the gears.
And fantasy.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
oh,
fantasy.
He screwed his
Screw
entire. He would have won
that.
his league.
It screwed. I mean, Seth's a master at fantasy hockey, so he's plotting things, and you lose Stamkos. That
Just
has
ruins
a
everything.
total effect on.
I
it.
would've- I won.
Seth's the biggest manipulator when it comes to trades.
Not
and-
manipulate. I'm the best drafter ever.
Listen, Vinnick has a ton of money. He's got all these plans in the pipe for all sorts of different things. I'm sure he poured a lot of money and was like, "We're going to rebuild."
The owner
Jeff
of-
Vinnick, the owner of the Lightning.
It's not Yzerman?
No,
He's the GM. You need to get your position straight.
Yeah, I'm going to know the position and the general manager and the thing of every single goddamn team.
Dude, your face right now.
Your face was like a mixture of Valley Girl and a goat.
I imagine little Dicky
I
right
want
now.
5 minutes. I want 5 minutes dedicated to Josh naming the coach and general manager of every single team. Go.
You don't know that. No
Go.
way.
Go to Sporkle and take the quiz.
Jeez.
You
No,
can do it.
go right now.
No,
Go.
I'm kidding. We're not going to do that.
No way.
we're not doing that
Do
right
you
now
think
because
you could,
we'll both-
though?
I could for sure.
Holy shit.
Not
Okay.
a chance.
We could for sure. You can't just do like I have so many things going on in my head. We're talking soccer, baseball, football. No, I'm just serious. You can't put this-
I can name you right now the top 20 tennis players in a second. So you said you can name one
because it's easy to mention a tennis player. It's difficult to get a person
in order
with a
of
position.
ATP rank.
You can know the top 20 in ATP rank right now?
I'll get like 1 or 2 off here and there.
Well, then
I'll get the top 20 for sure.
I think we'll save this off.
30, 40
we can
if you
save this
want.
off for the next episode because that'd be great to hear Seth do those top 20 tennis players and me get those coaches and
No, but we
GMs.
definitely have some good stuff coming up, especially next
Well,
week.
we're not done talking hockey.
We're not done?
No, because we didn't get to the fact that
Yager?
we can get to Yager, but do you think Edmonton's going to win the Stanley Cup this year?
I already said yes.
Michael said.
Are we saying do you think or can they?
No, we know they can,
Okay.
especially if Vegas has them as the second best team.
I'm saying yes. I saw them against the Ducks. I like the way they played. They look good.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're even making the Stanley Cup Finals
I agree with that too.
because
It's the hardest trophy
team
to
from
win.
the Western
It's-
Conference
it's-
is the Colorado Avalanche.
Okay, no, then Seth goes off base.
No, I'm kidding.
It's the hardest trophy to win. You can't really ever be 100%
It's impossible to know. It can take you can say that about any sport, but in hockey the most, it's easy to win any game on any day.
Well,
And Edmonton looked fantastic in the playoffs, and they should grow and get better each and every year. Of course, McDavid should be even better. All their young players even better.
to put it in perspective, they beat an injured and tired Sharks team, and then the Ducks took care of them. And the Ducks are going to have a bad year this year compared to last year. And
Sure, but they were good.
And the thing is, amongst all the sports, including soccer, there's such parity in the NHL
Quack.
that all the teams are close to skill. It's not even.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah,
What do you mean they're all so close to skill?
Like all the teams are even.
Yeah, it's not the NBA.
How can you possibly? So then why is Edmonton ranked second and why is Colorado ranked last?
No, obviously there's
Why
a
would they
dip.
not all
There's
have
a-
the same
there's a
betting
dip.
odds?
There's a dip to
There's
the
a
worst
dip.
teams, but
Okay, so how big of a dip? What were the odds on
There's
Colorado?
like
What were
five
the
or
odds
six.
on
There are
Pittsburgh?
5 or 6 terrible teams.
the top 10 are within this much.
Sure,
And then it goes
the
like
top
that.
10, sure. But you're
NBA
saying,
is
but he's saying the
NBA
whole-
is this,
Well,
and
no,
then
no.
wow.
Sure,
no,
the
no,
NBA
no.
is
To be
stupid,
fair,
though.
to be fair,
I
that's
love
comparing
basketball,
NHL to
I
the
love
NBA.
basketball
I
and
said all
watching
the
it, but when you
sports.
talk about who's going to win, you have 2 or 3 teams, and that's known.
NBA is clearly last out of all the sports, but we're comparing NHL to all the sports. I want to know.
Yeah, like
That's why
football.
college basketball is better.
Football, for example.
No, football is the same thing though because
No,
the same
so
teams.
last year New England won. There's so many teams that can win.
The same teams make the playoffs every year in the NFL.
That's
Not
true.
true.
Like
Not
90% of the time.
He said 90% of the time.
Which one?
90%. I said 90%
All
of
right.
the time. That's true.
The difference right now is with the NHL, the favorite right now is at a 10. With the NFL, the favorite's a 5.
Because who? The Patriots?
Patriots.
And who's
Of course,
next?
Okay, and
of
who's
course
next?
it's
And then it's
Patriots.
11 Seahawks.
Okay, so who's after the 10?
Packers,
Who's after the
Steelers,
10?
11, 11, 12, 13.
No, after in hockey.
I said without them, it's Stars. It's
What Stars?
Stars are third.
No, where's the
That's
Oilers?
also another story. But
What? The Stars are third?
Yeah, like because we cover we can have a whole podcast dedicated to hockey. But the Stars had such an amazing offseason, and now they're third.
Who'd they get?
That's what's crazy about the NHL. Like, there's really no specific favorite, one team that's going to win it.
Apparently, on this betting site, there's a difference between hockey and ice hockey.
Yes,
what
because
the hell's hockey then?
because hockey is like field hockey.
Yeah, I was about to say there's field hockey.
It's a European thing.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like they classify hockey as field hockey, and then you have
That's
to say the
the
ice for ice hockey, which is whatever, but it's European.
All right, so it's Penguins 10.
And that's only
Oilers
because
11?
That's only because they won the cup last year. They're
Right.
not winning the cup again this year.
I think
You
they are.
do not know
They're
that.
not going back to back to back.
All right,
I think they are.
First of all, they lost Bonino, they lost Kunitz,
Kunitz is a big loss.
they lost Fleury.
Those are all great points. Don't get me wrong, but I still think they're going to manage to rally and win the cup again.
So who's your pick then for the cup right now?
It's too early.
It's too early?
It's too early.
All right.
You still got training camps. You still got some players that need to sign. You still got Pasternak in Boston who hasn't re-signed yet. He could be traded. It's
What-
way too early.
You wanted to know like the top
Pasternak
5?
was my top
What'd you
fantasy
want to know?
last
What'd you
year.
want to know for the odds? Like the top 5 or the
Yeah.
numbers or what?
Yeah.
Penguins 1, then Oilers.
Not numbered. They're odds.
They're odds.
Penguins are 10.
Okay.
Oilers 11. Stars are 12. The Lightning, the Rangers, and the Capitals are 13.
There you go. Three teams tied. But
What's
the
Colorado?
126.
I'm glad you got that reaction because Seth is the king of the cutoff. But the NHL is literally the greatest league.
I think based on I think you and up until the Montreal Canadiens were at a 15, any of those teams could win it. You got
Go up to 20.
Go up to 20. That's right. We're cuts off right before the Kings.
The Kings are at 20.
We're at 23.
The Kings are
I have
at 23.
Yeah. So I got
because they did nothing
up
and
till
they're not
20.
gonna do good.
I think
What are the Sharks?
Sharks are 23 also.
No,
That's
so,
the cutoff.
so those are really good odds.
Those are
at
the
that
cutoff
sportsbook.
then. That's where I think any of those teams above that could win. You got Penguins, Oilers,
There's
Stars,
literally
Lightning, Rangers,
14 teams that can win the Stanley Cup.
Blackhawks, Ducks, Maple Leafs, Predators, Canadians, Wild, Blue Jackets. All those teams.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can
name each team. I'll tell you who does not have a chance. Go.
Penguins,
Yes.
Oilers,
Meaning have a chance.
Yes.
Stars.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Why
not
not?
happening?
Why?
Because they're not going to be good enough.
No, you need to give a reason. You can't just say they're not
Where
gonna
did they
be-
go last year?
They had an off year.
Don't look at last
They
year.
had an off year.
Don't
Okay.
look at last
Tell
year.
me what they got this preseason.
Ben Bishop and Radulov.
Radulov's.
With Sagan, with Jamie Benn, with their D that they've restructured. Their D might be a little bit questionable.
Who's their goalies right now?
Ben Bishop. They just
Sure.
signed him.
He's
Okay.
their number. Oh, yeah. So why? Okay, fine.
So let's say they're in. Keep going.
All right. Then you got Lightning.
Yes.
100% yes.
Yes.
Rangers.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
With Lundqvist, anything's possible.
They got
Yes.
Shattenkirk. They signed Shattenkirk in free agency.
That's good. All right.
Okay, that
And
was
they have
fine.
Lundqvist.
I'll give it because they're defense.
I'll give it.
Capitals.
Yes.
Sure.
Because they got
I mean,
Ovechkin.
sure. Didn't they finish first in the East
let's,
last year?
Let's be. I mean, they're not
They
going
lost
to.
Shattenkirk.
They're not going to
Who else
finish
did they
first
lose?
in the
But they
East
have
this
Ovechkin.
year.
Yeah.
Ovechkin's on the
why,
decline.
That's why they say
Fair.
sure. But they lost Shattenkirk and who else?
The problem with
Oshie
Washington.
leave?
The problem with
Oshie
Washington.
left.
To who?
No, he resigned.
He resigned. That's one of the. That
Yes,
was okay.
he resigned.
All right.
They lost Johansson.
Oh, Johansson just went to the Devils.
Here's the thing. On paper, the Capitals can win the Stanley Cup. Based on playoff performance,
Not a chance.
I say no chance because they've known to not win.
Their goalie's still Holtby, right?
Holtby's solid.
He's the one I forgot his name. And
Yes, exactly. Where I was just like,
Who's
what are
after
you
the
talking about?
Capitals?
Capitals, Blackhawks. Yes, for sure.
I mean, they're overrated.
K's, Tane.
Which one is overrated?
K's. He
The
said
Black
Did I say
Tane.
K's and Tane?
He says K's and Tane.
Words are hard.
Can you say the Blackhawks are a top team anymore?
Who'd they lose?
Jalmerson. They lost Panarin
Panarin's a big loss.
Where did Panarin go?
to Columbus. Columbus is good next year too.
Chicago's no chance, by the way.
No,
They're going to make the playoffs.
Sorry,
Come
listen.
on.
the Central is so tough.
No, they can make the playoffs. They're not winning the Stanley Cup.
Again, not to go
Oh, I
on
agree with
tangent,
you,
we
Dan.
can
They're
have
not
a
winning the
whole
Stanley Cup.
podcast on the prediction of the Central Division.
No, we're talking right now who has a chance to win the Stanley
Yeah,
Cup.
Blackhawks,
Chicago
sure.
does not have a chance to win the Stanley Cup.
No. Any
Kane
of
and Tanes
them-
are not enough. Sorry. K's and Tane.
Next team.
The Quackers.
No. No.
Just gonna stab him in the heart.
Here's the thing. If Gibson can straighten out his game, yes. Because
Gibson was
if
good
they
last
keep
year.
games 1-0, 2-1, they could have the best defense in the league.
I miss hockey. Wow.
And they don't need that many
It's been
goals
a
to win
while.
games.
No, keep going.
No, they have a chance.
The Ducks have a chance.
Keep
They're
going.
freaking good. Next, you got.
Just stop talking before
We
the
spoke about
Kings.
this at the bar. Maple Leafs.
Yes, definitely a
We
chance.
spoke about this with Ben at the bar. He's from Toronto.
No.
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 The Maple Leafs are not going to win the
He
Stanley Cup.
predicted fourth place, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. We're talking about if they have a chance, not
A
whether they're
chance.
going to
To
win.
win, chance to win the Stanley Cup, not playoffs.
Yes, we're
I
talking
do
about.
not think they have a chance to win the Stanley
I
Cup.
don't think that
I don't think
if
they have a
if they
chance.
get to the conference finals.
I mean, obviously,
they-
everyone has a chance to win, but
No.
if you think
No,
what you
I mean,
really
like, realistically.
think, I don't
I'll
think
break
so.
it down realistically. I don't think the Maple Leafs match up to any team in the Metro, and that's who they'll meet in the conference
That's
finals.
the hardest division.
Yes and no, but like
Central's pretty hard.
They gave the Capitals a run for their money, but that's because they were the new team
Yeah.
and they weren't prepared well enough for the Maple Leafs.
All right,
And
we-
it's also the Capitals. The Capitals are not going to play
We
well in the
needed to
playoffs.
put that out there, especially since Ben made his fourth place prediction, so we needed to put that out.
Or we needed to.
We did. Nashville Predators, they made the championship last year.
I mean, you can't call them underrated anymore since they made it to the Stanley Cup
Yeah, they're
final.
hungry. They're
No,
hungry for
They
it.
lost their captain.
No.
He retired.
Mike Fisher retired. That is correct. But I mean, he was on his last legs.
They
And
And
they
lost-
lost James Neal.
They lost James Neal,
to the
but
they lost what's his name to the Penguins.
Forget his name.
who went to the Penguins from Nashville?
No, I think it was the other way around.
Oh no, you're right.
But Nino-
Yeah,
Nino
Nino
went-
went
Nino
from the
came
Penguins
to
yeah,
Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me.
I mean, that's your replacement for Fisher right there.
Yeah.
That's a better player.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard because you can have another debate like who has the best defensive core in the NHL.
That's
because Nashville's there
Subban
too.
and
Subban, Yossi.
Yossi, yeah.
Again,
Pecorine.
Rene's on his last legs as well because I don't think he'll be as well as he did the first two rounds of the playoffs.
I say no.
All right,
I think the Predators have a shot of
for
winning.
sure they have a shot. They,
Hell yeah.
they proved it last year. They swept the Blackhawks.
Sure, and then they lose the Stanley Cup Finals against Pittsburgh Penguins, and they're not going to do
Pittsburgh
it
was
again.
the best team.
Sure, and if they make it somehow to the finals,
And
they'll
let
lose
me
again.
add this, that they had Ryan Johansson out in the Stanley Cup final.
True.
And a couple calls did not go their way in the Stanley Cup final.
All right, let's go to this last team out of this whole bunch because it's Montreal. And
why is this the last team?
Because that's we went through like 10 teams already.
Well, we're making a point that there's many teams.
I think we've reached our point.
So Montreal, yes. But the problem was, I said last year when they got Radulov, they'd make the conference final. Obviously, they lost in the first round, but that's because they couldn't get goals past Lundqvist, and which is another reason why Lundqvist leads the Rangers as a Stanley Cup contender.
Goalies can make that difference.
Montreal has one of the best goalies in the NHL. I'm going to say
Here we go.
One of the best goalies in the NHL. And that's all you need pretty much to have a good team. Carey Price will get them wins. The problem was the goals dried out in the playoffs.
What number goalie is he on your list?
He's in the top 3. I don't have a number yet.
So who's 2 and 3?
I didn't say he was 1.
I know who's 1. Who's 2 and 3? Price and Lundqvist?
Oh, you.
I'm saying I already know who your 1 is.
Yeah, but most people may not know who my 1 is.
Sure, Jonathan Quick. Yay, Los Angeles Kings. Woo!
It's Quick and Price and Holtby. Holtby's look at his playoff numbers.
3 years ago, before Holtby was Holtby, and he was just the Washington Capitals goalie, I had him on fantasy team, and you said he's nothing. He's just on Washington.
That was 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago.
So what does that mean? That I'm the king of that?
That means you saw it coming.
What just came out of your mouth?
I don't know.
All right.
So in Montreal, we didn't give them the verdict. Yes, because they're in win now mode, and they got Drouin from Tampa Bay.
Drouin, the best.
That hurts Tampa Bay, but
it does.
He was out of there as soon as he sat out and didn't report to the team. Drouin, a French Canadian, is going to do extremely well in that market. He gives them another dimension, which replaces Radulov.
Fine, we'll skip. I think we'll skip to the Wild and the Blue Jackets just to get to the Kings.
No.
Come on.
No. Again,
Wild, no. Blue Jackets, yes.
We're going a little long here, and I apologize.
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to
okay, but
the
sure,
Wild,
just don't need to go about every team. Wild, no. Blue Jackets, yes. In my opinion.
The Wild are a borderline yes. But because the Central is so tough, they have a chance. They have a chance. They ran into Jake Allen last year, and that's what took them out in the first round.
Minnesota, no.
Columbus,
yes.
Okay, fine. Last 2 teams.
Columbus,
that was it.
There's your
No.
There's your goalie.
Kings and Sharks?
Last 2 teams.
Kings and Sharks?
Sharks.
We didn't talk about Columbus.
The Sharks never.
Columbus, there's nothing to really discuss.
Sharks
yes,
will never win the Cup. As long as we're alive,
so why are they
never
so
win the
low
Cup.
down?
Why are they so low down? Because
that was like number 13 already.
They're so low down because...
What's their odds, 20?
Because they had a terrible...
Columbus.
19.
They had a terrible playoff. That's why they're down.
Okay.
They still have Bobrovsky, who won the Vezina.
As
you can put him in your top 3,
as
arguably.
As of now, those are your best odds to get an upset.
Yep, I like
Columbus?
that. Blue Jackets is beautiful.
Out of everything we've just talked about, Columbus has the best odds for an upset.
I might
if you're going to pick an upset, take out like the top 5 and whatever.
Again,
pick an upset with with juicy odds. I'd say Columbus.
I might have predicted them a season too early, but it could be Columbus making the conference
said them
final.
last year.
Again, I can make an early prediction: Montreal-Columbus as your conference final.
How did this episode turn into hockey?
Because that's what we are.
That's what we are.
That's what we are because it's the most underrated sport, and we can talk about it. Last 2 teams.
We
Sharks.
can break it down by division too.
No, of course we can.
Next week.
No. We're close.
I think the Lightning is going to win their division.
That's a good call as well.
They are the favorite in their division.
Are they?
They're not the
Yeah.
favorite.
I'm like a minor
the odds say they're the favorite.
Odds say they're the favorite in the division.
I'm a minor Lightning fan, by the way.
Metropolitan Division's freaking crazy.
The past years of fantasy where I was all about Ben Bishop, Stamkos, Drouin.
Let's finish this up. We'll go 15 seconds for the Sharks, and I'll try and keep it under a minute for the Kings.
Try to.
Sharks.
I'm timing you.
No. Move on.
No.
No. Okay, good. Under 15 seconds. Kings.
Los Angeles Kings.
And your clock started.
23. They are the most...
23.
Their odds.
Oh, 23. Okay.
They're the most underrated team in the NHL because every single person who thinks they know the game wants to bring them down. End of story. When you bring up Quick, he's not a top 10 goalie. When you bring up Doughty, he's not a top 5 defenseman. When you bring up Kopitar, he's not a top 10 center.
He's not a top 10 center.
Kopitar is definitely a top 10 center. When Wayne Gretzky said he was after Crosby and Taves, he was the next best center, I'm sorry, he's there.
He's not.
Okay, shut up.
You want me to name you 10 better centers?
You're ruining his minutes.
No.
I'll stop it. I stopped your minute. You still have 36 more
By
seconds.
the way, the NHL Network is releasing their top 20 centers on Sunday, and we can debate that again next week.
We just said top 10 though.
Well, we'll see what they list.
Top 10 right now.
No, not now. Not now.
Stamkos.
You're just going to name 10 Canadians right now.
Stamkos,
Their centers
Crosby,
are crazy.
Getzlaf, which holds debate.
Yeah, maybe.
Getzlaff is a positive. You can't say no.
I said maybe.
Sure. What did I say? Stamkos?
You forgot McDavid.
Sure. I don't know what I said yet. Stamkos?
You're just naming Canadians, right?
No,
you said
shut up.
Stamkos literally
What's
5 times.
my 3 I've said?
But
Which I'm with.
But hold on, what's your basis? Are you talking about points, or you're talking
Better
about
overall
all
player.
around? Well, Kopitar's there because Kopitar plays a 2-way game, and McDavid doesn't show that. And Getzlaff
McDavid's
is
offense. Do not
Getzlaff
even
last year proved Getzlaff was a whole different.
yes and
thing
no,
next
and then
year.
he didn't show up in the conference final.
You do not even talk
I
about
don't
McDavid. McDavid does not need a 2-way game. His offense is worth a 3-way game.
You make no sense.
It doesn't make
what
sense.
does that mean?
He doesn't need to play defense if he doesn't want to because his offense trumps
Well,
everything.
we need to wrap this up, and I'll give more about the
Crosby,
Kings.
Malkin.
Okay, I get it. Stop it.
Backstrom.
We'll talk more about the
No,
Kings
not
next
Backstrom.
week.
No.
Ba-
Kopitar over Backstrom.
Backstrom
No.
is underrated, but Kopitar is definitely over Backstrom. That's 100%.
False.
Anyways, we're over an hour. We thank you for listening
Yeah.
with us. We'll give more on the Kings next week.
No.
Like the Facebook page, like the YouTube page.
We have Twitter now also.
We have Twitter now. Next week,
Tweet.
next week,
yeah.
we will be on the air on IDC Radio 106.2 FM in Israel and online. If you can't listen to us live, we'll have the
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
They're having problems with SoundCloud where some things are getting removed because of copyright stuff because of the songs they play. But there will be a way to have it up.
We will try and get you a version of the show
The
online.
radio show is going to be called The Extra Point because that is what the sports IDC radio show is called. It will be Saturdays at 5 p.m. Israeli time.
7 a.m. in Pacific time
LA,
zone
yeah.
and 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
So yeah, next week we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about, especially the Mayweather-McGregor. I'm pronouncing that right this time.
So excited.
Next weekend is crazy.
Money!
Mayweather McGregor weekend. The sports season is starting up, and we're only 48 days till the NHL.
Also, if anyone thinks they're like an expert in sports,
48.
we've got NHL and soccer pretty much covered. But if anyone thinks they want to chime in about football, basketball, anything else,
Yes, comments, feedback, questions.
yeah.
About anything.
Music
Song
requests for the
requests,
radio
yeah.
show. We would love to have a song request. We'd love to have a call-in segment where people can ask us questions. Or give their
Poems,
opinion.
riddles, life stories.
We can explore those medias as well. Poems would be nice. I'd love a good duck suck poem. That would be great.
That's easy to do. Yeah, I think that's it.
But
for this
until
week.
next week, thank you for listening. And that was the Greenberg hat trick.